morning. Well, it's another great morning here at Mt Ngungun, this time doing some more elevation training. It's a Thursday morning and it's a real pea super today. Very thick fog driving up from Brisbane. But today's another elevation training session. I'm approaching the tail end of my 6 weeks block of elevation training, summit training. So today I'm doing 4 laps of Mt Ngungun with a 16 kilo pack on my back. Brought my jet boil with me and plenty of food, so I can do my normal thing and have cups of tea or have a cup of tea at the summit each time I get to that point. Just gorgeous. I'm still on lap 1 at the moment. There's been no one else here on the trail so far. I know that because I'm doing the cobweb clearing for everyone. So, my training goals for this morning are to keep ascending and descending with a steady pace. Watching very careful foot placement. Wet, so the rocks are wet and slippery. And next week I have my final summit in my elevation training program, and that will be for Mt Ngungun, which is the equivalent elevation of a 180 story building, graded hard. I have done it once before with a much slower pace than I'd prefer, so we'll see how we go this time. But at this point in my training, none of this is about pace. It's all about how many hours in a training session I spend with my backpack on my back, with today's 16 kilos and the amount of elevation and the same amount of descent that I'm doing. Dawn's just starting to break, or I should say first light. Tree ferns, they're not the tree ferns, grass trees are gorgeous as usual. The other goal in the training session, of course, is not to injure myself. So I'll go as slow as I need to go in order to achieve that major goal, because I now only have 10 and a little bit weeks before I fly over to New Zealand. So definitely not long now. Good morning, kookaburras. Well, here we are, Mt Ngungun in the Glasshouse Mountains. Summit round number 1 of 4 today. As you can see, it's a complete whiteout, as expected. Sun is coming up over there. That's the sea out there, which you can't see. But anyway, it's time for me to have my second breakfast and hydration break of the day. So here we are, have a nice cup of chai tea and some Gatorade because I sweated heaps with 16 kilos. And just looking at what I've got for my second breakfast options, I'm going to have half a banana, half an egg sandwich. So far today, I have had 2 700ml cups of strong black leaf tea. By the way, that's Mt Ngungun over there. And then I also had 4 wheat bix with 1.5 cups of milk. And so now second breakfast, and then I will be continuing on my way to head down and then start on my second of 4 laps today. So, catch you soon. How pretty is the bark on this tree? Absolutely glorious. Time to head back down. The reason why I find Mt Ngungun here in the Glasshouse Mountains on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia, such a useful trail for training is that you have quite a diversity of stone steps that are very uneven, lots of natural rock, and so particularly when you combine that with doing 4 laps, it really helps to get the brain used to concentrating on correct foot placement for, like half a day. And for me, not having any sensation in my feet, my brain does get very tired. I'm fine for lap 1 and 2. Lap 3 and 4, my brain gets very, very weary. And it's excellent on a day like today when it's all wet, because there are going to be plenty of times on the Te Araroa Trail where the rocks are wet, the ground's wet, and it reminds me to control my pace and help me slow down a bit and really concentrate on correct foot placement. And there are lots of lovely mountains here in the Glasshouse Mountains National Park. I have done Mt Ngungun and Mt Ngungun before. They are very, very hard mountains, and they usually close them in conditions like this. I certainly would very strongly recommend that you don't step foot on them when it's wet at all, not even remotely. So you've really got to be careful with your weather forecast with that one, with either of those mountains. But Mt Ngungun is very straightforward, easy. Usually it takes 45 minutes to get up to the summit, and I'm having a decent break at the top, concentrating on my food and hydration strategies. And as I said, combining it by 4 laps will give me a decent amount of elevation. Mt Ngungun is only 169 metres elevation, so that's why I've been working up, doing 2 laps, 3 laps, and now I'm up to 4 laps. And so that will put me in good stead for Mt Ngungun next week. And then a couple of days after Mt Ngungun, I have a Nogura reserve area with a track called Hellhole. I'm doing that with some hiking buddies. But that's another hard one which will give me a nice amount of ascent. So yes, today, beautiful conditions here in the Glasshouse Mountains. Oh, hi, sorry. No problem. Have a great day. Having to be very careful on these corners where the steep bits are, because some of these are quite slippery. And these trail runners that I'm using, they're Ultra Mont Blanc, and they've been absolutely incredible trainers, but they have well and truly come to the end of their life. There's very little grip on the bottom now. I have 2 pairs of new shoes for the Te Araroa Trail. Both of them are Ultras. One's Lone Peak, brand new model, and the other one is the same as what I'm wearing, the Mont Blanc. Really love those. There's a higher stack on the Mont Blanc, which can make it a bit unstable when you don't have a weighted pack on your back. But once you have your backpack on, it gives you excellent cushioning to your feet. Whereas the Lone Peaks have less of a stack, less of cushioning. They're both 0 drop shoes, but the Ultras have far less padding on them, and I find my feet get a little bit tighter in them. But I think they'll be good for Queen Charlotte Track. I'll be using them in Richmond Ranges and also Nelson Lakes National Park. And then once I've passed that sort of terrain, then I'll probably swap over to the higher stack in the Mont Blanc. But we'll see how we go, play that strategy by ear. Just starting to rain again, reaching a lovely cave area. Everything's going really well. So, see, the track has changed a bit again, but it's really like a giant jigsaw puzzle of concentration for me. I'm constantly looking down at foot placement. If I want to stop and have a look at the view or anything, I need to stop completely, stand still to have a look. And here we are coming up to the cave. Once upon a time, the track to Mt Ngungun used to sidle across here and go up that way. But nowadays, this is it, and it's an excellent track. National Parks have done a really good job with this one. Pass over Miss Jenny. Oh, that area just there is very slippery. It's very clayey. So pass over to this side. Back into the tree ferns. How beautiful are they? Those arena trees up there, you probably can't see them. Trim them back a bit. It's a bit hard with a 16 kilo pack on my back. Well, that's lap 1 done, or 4. When I arrived in the car park this morning, there was only just me. But there's a lot of rangers here at the moment. I guess they're doing training. So just talking through hydration strategies today. So we were talking about how for lap 1 I had a 16 kilo pack, and at the top I had 600 mils of water plus about 250 grams of food. Good morning. So that means my pack's currently down to about 15.2 or 15.3. I'm just going to have another 600 ml bottle of water before I continue. And so by the time I get back up to the summit up there, my pack will be about 14 and a half, and up there I'll have some food, and I have to do about half an hour work up there, and I'll be doing that for each rotation, get some of that in as well. But I'll have this drink and then I'll keep on going. It is great to see the shoe cleaning station in on the summit of Mt Ngungun for the second time. That's Mount Beerwar in the far back, and then Crook Neck in the front. The weather has lifted a little bit, so I'm at the summit again. So as you know, that means more egg sandwich, more banana, and another 600 milliliter bottle of water. And I've got a bit of work to do up here too, so I'll be up here a little bit longer and then I'll start down and then I'll get on to the third lap. Back at the bottom again, that's round 2 done. Just having some Hydrolac and some Gatorade at the moment because very humid today, so I'm sweating heaps. So I'll just get another 600 mils into me and then I'll start on my third rotation. Lap 3 at the summit. Te Araroa's over there. A lot finer weather now. The rocks are slippery up there, so I'm not going up there again. Mount Beerwar, Crook Neck, Sunshine Coast, and out to the coast. You won't be able to see it on the camera. But you know what it's time for? It's time to have another 600 mils of water, get some more nutrition into me before I head down and then start on my final lap. Bye for now. Hi everyone, well that's 4 rotations done. Well, I should say 4 summits done. I'm yet to get down, but that's good training for the Te Araroa, and I'm going to have another break. You know what comes next, another 600 mils of water, some more food. Got to do some more work at the summit, and then I shall head down. So great training session today. It's lovely to see the leptospermum out at the moment. That's the white flower. Mount Te Araroa in the background. So looking back on my training this morning, the 4 laps of Mt Ngungun, I'm really feeling good about the training this morning. I'm very glad to report that there hasn't been one single slip, jar, or heaven forbid a fall yet. Still have to get down, of course, but I'll just take some time. It has required a lot of concentration, of course, picking my way down, up and down all of those rocks, but everything's gone super well, so bring on Mount Maroon next week. Bye for now.